What's up? I'm Matt, this is Recover and Ready, and it's time to talk Versus System 2 PCG. Today, I'm bringing you Community Cuts with a Human Torch deck from none other than Vern Lee. But before we get started, don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe. It really helps spread the word about Versus System 2 PCG. So let's talk Human Torch from the Fantastic Battles box. Human Torch is an exciting Fantastic Four main character who hits hard and gets huge right out the gate. And what's really cool about Torch is that once leveled, he gives you tools to keep your opponent's board in check as you continue to apply pressure. Let's review what he does. At level 1, he's a 2/4 with flight, range, and 5 health. His level up condition, Pyrogenesis, requires 8 XP. It reads, when Human Torch gains any number of +1/+1 counters, he gains that much XP. His Flame On ability is a built-in way to help him level up. You flip a blue and you get 3 +1/1 counters, which also gets you 3 XP when you do it. At level 2, he still has 5 health, flight, range, and Flame On, but he becomes a 6/6 and also gains the ability Nova Burst. By flipping a blue, Nova Burst lets you put negative counters equal to the number of +1/1 counters that Human Torch has, divided as you choose on any number of enemy supporting characters. Essentially, all the stuff that we have in our deck that's helping us put +1/1 counters on Human Torch is going to become fodder for us using his negative counters ability at level 2 to clear the board out, shrink opposing characters, and the like. Before we get to the deck, let's talk goals. But first, a big shout out to Vern from Team Apex for sharing this list with us. This deck showcases some cool packages that you can even apply to different main characters. So our first goal here is really just to give you some ideas about how these packages might work. That way you might be inspired to try them out in other contexts or even here within Torch itself. In addition to sharing some deck construction ideas with you guys, we also have the goal of generating some discussion around Human Torch. What cards do you love in a Torch shell? What do you think is essential? And what cards would you use if you were trying to tech against Torch? Go ahead and share your ideas in the comment section below. We'd love to hear from you. This deck wasn't built with any particular format in mind, but don't underestimate Johnny Storm. This deck hits hard. And of course, go ahead and use that comment section to tell us what context you would love to play Human Torch in if possible and how you would build him. So what's this deck trying to do? Well, this is a pressure deck. We're going to put a bunch of counters on Torch so he hits hard right from the beginning. We're going to use those counters to clear the board as necessary. We're going to try to stick a company character and play some powerful equipment from the Aliens box, preferably on a character that really appreciates it. And we're going to turn right and we're going to smash. And with that, let's get to the deck. Our first task is to put a bunch of 1/1 counters on Human Torch since that's how we can level him up. We're going to use Dinosaur and Solo on 1 to put counters on him, and also we're going to use Kane on 2, who digs us to a blue that we can flip to put more counters on Torch. Additionally, we have Call and Torch, who we can pitch as a power-up and to gain XP. And lastly, we have Stick, who we can play on 4 to put a couple counters. All of these cards act as tools to help us level up, to get Human Torch really big, and also to put negative counters on our opponent once we hit level 2. Our main game plan is to hit hard and hit early. And to support this, we're playing a package from the Aliens box. Call, Reyes, and Kane, as well as the Power Loader and the M41 Pulse Rifle, all from the company team. With multiple health on most of these characters, they're going to stick around for a bit and enable us to play these powerful equipments. While both of these equipments are strong enough to really make just about anyone great, they're especially potent with Devil Slayer, who can attack face-down characters. Devil Slayer's enabling you to put multiple wounds on a main character in a single turn really helps close games out quick. You probably already know that a Power Loader on a Devil Slayer is pretty punishing. That said, I think a Pulse Rifle on Devil Slayer is particularly exciting in a deck like Human Torch, where you have a main character that can fly up in the front and block Devil Slayer so he stays alive for multiple turns. And also in a deck like this one, where your main character is on blues, which gives the Devil Slayer the ability to use Pulse Rifle to put negative counters on whatever he's attacking, which is particularly important once your opponent's main character has leveled up, because otherwise Devil Slayer might find himself being too small to stun a level 2 main character, but the Pulse Rifle gives him the ability to continue to do so while being protected. In addition to the Devil Slayer, Elsa Bloodstone and Match become really good targets for the Power Loader and the Pulse Rifle. These greatly expand the size of supporting characters that Elsa Bloodstone can lethal out of the way in the mid to late game. And as if Match wasn't already one of the best 2-drops in the game anyways, the Power Loader and the Pulse Rifle really kick him up a notch, particularly in the circumstances where Human Torch is able to protect Match. The end result being a brutal amount of negative counters that Match can dish out on your opponent's strongest characters. Moving on to plot twist, we're playing Fantastic Four, which Human Torch's team affiliation turns on. The flexibility of this powerful Fantastic Four plot twist really shines in its ability to be both used proactively and reactively. Playing around with a combination of 4 points of attack and defense at will can most definitely help you get out of sticky situations or solve puzzles. And to round out the deck, locations are extremely simple. We're playing 4 Baxter Building and 4 Laboratory. As a reference, for this deck we're using the Fantastic Battles, Alien Battles, Monsters Unleashed, Legacy, Utopia Battles, and Deadpool and Friends. But of course, make sure to tune the deck according to your preferences and collection. I think one of the most valuable things that you'll find here are that there's packages within this deck that can be transferred over to other main characters that use counter support or just other aggro decks in general. So definitely play around with these ideas. Last of all, I hope this video has given you some ideas on how to have some fun with Human Torch. Thanks for making it this far. Don't forget to comment, like, and subscribe, and we'll see you next time on Recover and Ready. Make sure to share verses with your friends and have some fun.